Hello and welcome to this global virtual Careers Expo hosted by Avia Solutions Group. My name is Michael Jonga and I'm delighted to be your host for today. Now, we're being joined by hundreds of people from around the world and of course by our expert speakers panel from airlines and companies across Avia Solutions Group. Our event today will be an interactive one where you can ask questions to the speakers and companies participating in the event. So before we start, I just want to make sure you're all logged into our slido.com event page. Just go to slido.com and use the event code #CareerExpo25 and you can submit your questions at any point during this event and we will get through as many questions as possible. Do make sure to include the name of the company you would like to direct your question to within your question. So we're all set now and let's meet our speakers panel. Today you'll hear from a range of speakers from across the group's airlines, ground handling, MRO, air cargo charter specialist companies, including BBN Airlines Turkey, the Aviator Group, JETMS, and Chapman Freeborn Air Chartering. All our speakers will give overviews of their companies and share insight into what makes them the perfect place for you to start or continue your career in aviation. Today, Avia Solutions Group is a global leader in ACMI, MRO, pilot and crew training, ground handling, and passenger and cargo services with a global team of over 14,000 professionals across 6 continents. So opening up our event on that note is Inga Stenunje, who's the Chief HR Officer of Avia Solutions Group, and she'll be giving her keynote speech. So without any further ado, Inga, over to you.
Thank you, Michael. And hello, everyone. It's my pleasure to welcome you all on this Career Expo that is happening for the 5th time already. So today, everything goes about connection, collaboration, and the future. And I'm thrilled to be here and to represent the group that truly believe into the power of people. So as a group, we continue counting the 15 years of history, but the combined experience of our individual companies and subsidiaries spans over 50 years in the aviation industry. Growth is in our DNA. So as you can see from this timeline, we've been adding from 1 to 2 companies every year over the last 5 years. While we continue to grow, we remain focused on the efficiency and delivering a high-value solutions to our clients and partners. One of our goals is to offer a comprehensive service that allows our clients to experience the value of a trusted partner whenever they need that support. And one of our missions that we go and shout out about is to educate aviation industry about the potential and the value of the ACMI business. So with 12 AOCs all over the world, we are ready to serve our clients within 6 continents, across 6 continents. And one of our largest MRO provider, FL Techniques, is opening a new representative office in the Caribbean area, Dominican Republic. I'm super happy to say that our cargo and brokerage business under Chapman Freeborn umbrella, they are continuing offering and dealing with customers by providing the amazing service and door-to-door business. Additionally, you will meet today our ground handling representatives, ground handling companies, and they are well known across the industry by offering efficient and consistent daily operations. So as you can see from this slide, the mentioned business areas, they are the most contributors to the group portfolio in terms of the headcount, revenue, and the profit. And we are proud about that. Additionally, we are happy to say that we are a dynamic and forward-thinking organization. And as you can see, we operate across diverse industries and markets. We are happy to say, and we look forward for opening a new locations and a new spots that are counter-cyclic in a counter-cyclic countries, which allow us actually to continue operations throughout the year. What I'm super proud of and want to really mention here that we cooperate with local partners, with local experts, and we are ready to attract and retain, and we are able to retain and attract those people globally. Whenever country we want to open the AOC, we are really look into local experts to help us and to continue working after the establishment. So from the map, you can see that we are soon to be in Thailand. We soon to be in Malaysia with our AOCs, and this is kind of our recent year's achievement. When it comes to the human capital, I'm super proud to say that we have tripled our headcount over the last 5 years from 5,000 employees to 14,000. And this shows a lot, and this means a lot to all us. Yes, Europe remains the biggest area in terms of the headcount, but as you can see, Asia is really fast growing region. As an HR manager of the group, I'm proud to say that our engagement score over the last year has increased up to 74%. And this means, and this shows that 74% of our employees, they are really engaged and they are committed to drive our strategy forward. Moreover, over the last 12 months, there were more than 30 people who decided to relocate and to change their comfort zone, changing not only the company but also the region. So they've been traveling across regions and they changed their locations. Another significant number that we experienced in the last years is our promotions. Number of promotions is been 800 all across the group. And this shows that our leadership is really in a capable hands. So we are growing our people internally, ensuring that when it's ready, when it's time, so we will be have someone who will continue leading the new spots, the new entities, or the new AOCs. Our organization growth actually and the diversity has highlighted that we need to look into some management strategies. And it shows that digitalization became and will continue one of our key focus upcoming 2 years. So the masses of people, they are working now to unify our subsidiaries by implementing programs such as unified finance, HR, document management, maintenance, and the other systems. Also, our pilot rostering program will help us to get the flexibility and efficiency across the group. Going over, I'm super happy to say that one of our proudest accomplishments is our culture that we managed to build. So, from the HR perspective, from the HR team, I want to share that we aim to empower, to support, and develop our teams by offering them the leadership programs, mental health programs, as well flexible working arrangements and new hiring initiatives. We also support our people by offering them trainings, mentorship initiatives, and career pathing. And this is something that we look into that each and every person will have a chance to thrive. Coming to the one of the exciting initiatives that literally connects the world, so it's our ambassadorship project and program. And this initiative unites more than 200 people across the globe. What is exciting that those people they really enjoy sharing their fascinating experience while being at Avia Solutions Group or within aviation industry, and they are ready to celebrate business and their cultural achievements together with the audience. One more highlight I would like to mention here. There is one more initiative called Spread Her Wings. And this mentorship program empowers women to look for the horizons for their career within the group. So, when it comes to Avia Solutions Group, today I encourage you to connect and to explore. Just learn about us, learn about our values, and find out the opportunities how you as an individual can become a part of something meaningful. We are not looking just for skills, we are looking for people who want to make that difference together. So, thank you for being here, and I really wish you all successful and inspiring time during this Career Expo. So, Michael, over to you.
Inga, thank you so much for that introduction and an overview of the group and its scope of operations. And you spoke about the group's focus on people, which is also one of the focuses of today's event, which really transitions nicely into one of the first questions we'll take in the Q&A session, where in your presentation, you highlighted how the group has grown from over 5,000 professionals and you've tripled that to over 14,000 professionals today. And people in the audience, and of course, people who'd want to join the group, would be curious to know, how does the group maintain and improve culture, especially across this global team, as it continues to get bigger?
Yeah, that's really a very important question. So I would highlight that we are keen to learn about different cultures. So that's one of my experience here, being with this organization for 10 years already, just to learn about different cultures. And your connection will become smoother, will become easier. So slow down a little bit. I know that business requires, like to think fast, to act, like immediately. But when it comes to people, so we should slow down a little bit. We should learn and experience how we can collaborate together, how the another country, for example, that joins our portfolio or joins the group, how they can become a part of this big and good community. So basically, just to be cautious that different cultures brings differences, and just to move with the baby steps. When it comes to initiatives, so we have decided which kind of initiatives we want to keep and maintain on the group level, and what is important to keep, locally. So that, I think, gives us the opportunity to unite our people and just to leave that space, just to feel a part of that specific company internally. I think that gives us the best now collaboration when it comes to people, when it comes to the group and being united all over the world.
Mhm. And Inga, we have an additional question which came in here, which really lends nicely into the topic and the aspect you were talking about, the different cultures within the group being a global company, having different cultures all around. And someone a member of our audience is asking that, does the group, hire and recruit people who are in different countries? And, what does the group do in terms of supporting development? I know you touched on that, but, could you share your insight on this again for us?
Definitely, I would say there are no boundaries in the world and at these times. So we support people who want to relocate, and of course, it depends on the position. It depends, whether we are able to find people locally, or we need someone with an expertise and knowledge from the other countries. So yes, for the local people, there is a priority, and also there is a priority for internal people. As you can see, there were 800 promotions, so it means a lot, and 30 and more, relocations across the groups is also like a significant number. So basically, yes, we support relocation, we support visa process when it comes to the professionals. Depends on a position, depends on a country, depends on variety of specific situations, but we are able to, and we are open to the boundaryless world. And this is about Avia Solutions Group.
Fantastic. Well, Inga, thank you so much for taking those questions for us. And I'm sure that we can all see how the group and its companies are really in a period of growth with exciting times and career opportunities ahead. And I wouldn't be surprised to see someone joining the Spread Her Wings campaign, which you spoke about there. So thank you very much, Inga.
Thank you, Michael.
Our next company is situated right at the intersection of the Middle East, Europe, and Asia, which are one of the fastest growing aviation regions today. BBN Airlines is an IOSA certified provider of world class ACMI and charter services. Founded in December 2021, it's based in Istanbul, Turkey, and the airline operates a fleet of Airbus A320 and A321 aircraft for both passenger and cargo operations. Now, the airline's philosophy is to serve clients with trust, care, and positivity, and a can-do attitude, placing excellence as their priority, always making sure that their passengers are safe, secure, and comfortable. So joining us now to speak more on this exciting airline is Gaye Uzgul Klinsley. She's the Human Resources Director, as well as Captain Gökmen Adek, who's the Flight Operations Director, and they will dive into the life, culture, and operations of the airline and the opportunities that await you. So Gaye, Gökmen, over to you.
Thank you, Michael. Good afternoon, everyone. It's our pleasure and excitement to meet you, our future talents on this platform today. My name is Gaye Kılınçday. I'm the Human Resources Director of BBN Airlines Turkey. Together with our Flight Operations Director, Gökmen Adak, we will be presenting BBN Airlines to you. Let me start with a brief presentation about our company. Let's dive into BBN Airlines. We have been established and started in Istanbul at the end of December 2021, and we have gained our air operator license in 2023. Since that time, we have been proudly flying ever since. In 2024, we became part of Avia Solutions Group. Our vision is to be able to reliable, agile, and innovative partner in the global aviation market. We aim to deliver efficient, safe, and high-standard operations while we are strengthening our presence in the passenger and cargo market. We currently have two bases in Istanbul, Sabiha Gökçen Airport, and Antalya for our passenger operations, and we operate from Istanbul Airport for our cargo operations. However, because of our business nature and flexibility, depending on our clients' needs, we can operate from anywhere where our client is. So, for example, we are currently operating from Muscat, Oman, for one of our partners. Let's talk about our services, what we provide to our clients. We provide wet lease operations for short-term and long-term ACMI services with an experienced team dedicated to deliver high-quality services at competitive rates. In our cargo operations, also, we offer additional capacity and reliable on-time performance to support our customers' needs again for efficiency. Of course, depending on the aircraft's availability, we also provide full charter, ad hoc charter services, whether for a single flight or larger chain of operations, depending on the availability. Since our first flight in April 2023, we have reached out to 197 destinations across 63 countries all over the world. So we started with just 3 aircrafts, and today we have 12 narrow-body Airbus fleets, 9 passenger and 3 cargo aircraft, which is supported by a dedicated team of 285 employees we are proud of. And as an employer, what we offer to our employees and what we offer for our future talents, I would say global experience. We operate globally, providing valuable international aviation experience across company career opportunities. So, since we are global, we can give also opportunities all over the world. And also, operational diversity is a power of us. Our diverse culture across regions and our clients' diversity allows our people to broaden their perspectives, grow in a multicultural environment. Also, professional growth is another thing that we are proud of. We are a young company, but we are full of experts, full of seasoned experts who are passionate about learning and developing also their teams. This means new talents can grow together with our expanding operations and have an opportunity inside. Innovation is something at the heart of everything we do because the nature of our services requires us to be creative and flexible, constantly adapting our clients' needs. So this is also a very important aspect. For the employees and future talents, I would say we also offer competitive compensation packages for both crew and headquarter positions, and we continue, of course, to develop new initiatives to enhance employee benefits, and we have way to go, of course, in this part. If you are interested in BBN Airlines Turkey, you may follow us on social media, on LinkedIn and Instagram, and visit our web pages. There will be new openings in the coming months, so especially for some exciting new initiatives you may follow. And we will be waiting for your applications for any position related and you interested in. I hope this has given you a good impression of what you want to learn about our company and what we stand for. Thank you very much for your listening.
Fantastic. Well, Gaia, thank you so much for that introduction. Captain Attic, I'm going to bring you in now just for a brief introduction into who you are and what you're working on with the company.
Hi, Michael. Hi, everyone. Greetings from sunny day in Istanbul, Turkey. I'm at BBN Airlines headquarters right now. Well, who I am, what do I do? My name is Gökmen. I'm the flight ops director for BBN Airlines as well as the active line captain. I'm a type rating examiner and instructor for the Airbus 320 family and also a CRM facilitator. I am trying to lead this beautiful group of professionals. At the moment, what I'm talking about is roughly 100 pilots, more than 60 cabin crew, a dispatch office, and a crew planning departments. They are all working under me, under my guidance, and I'm trying to make sure our interface with our clients is smooth without any issues. And of course, the flag I'm carrying is the safety as it should be, and while maintaining an efficient operation for the group.
Fantastic. Well, Gokman, thank you very much for that insight. Again, highlighting safety amidst your rapid growth within the industry. That's a very important aspect. So obviously, both you and Gaia, you've given this introduction into BBN Airlines, and that does spark quite a lot of interest into the company. So now we'll be opening up our Q&A session and taking questions from the audience. So to those watching, just go to slido.com and use the event code #Career Expo 25, and you can submit your questions during this Q&A session. Now, Guy, I'm going to bring you in first. And you touched in the beginning of your presentation about the company's history and, of course, this growth trajectory that you've had. And one of the questions that we do here is asking about the company, an overview of the company's history, but as well as its role in the industry as well, because you are performing ACMI, charter, and ad hoc flights. So, can you just give us just that overview of your history and your role in aviation?
Yeah, actually, as I mentioned before, we have started in December 2021, but it has been a while to take our air operator license, and we started in April 2023. Being an ACMI, of course, is difficult in the market because everything changes depending on the client's needs. So you need to be flexible, agile, and you need to strong problem solving skills and innovation. So but I think as being one of the leaders in Turkey for such an ACMI company, I can say that we are happily successful at that point.
Fantastic. And maybe just even, lending off that, you being this ACMI company, again, a young airline which has entered the industry, but today operating to 197 destinations and in over 68 countries, which is quite a feat to achieve, in such a short period of time. And Guy, I know you briefly spoke about some of those qualities, but this next question I want to pass on to Captain Addict in terms of the qualities and skills that you're looking for potential candidates when you're looking for hiring, let's say in the pilot related roles? What's your focus when it comes to that, Captain Attic?
Sure, Michael. Let me try to give you a short briefing on that. As you said, safety is the matter which we vigorously follow up with all the industry standards. And when it comes to pilot recruitment, we have, I believe, a pretty good system that we managed to design from scratch. Our pilot recruiting goes like this. We first receive an application, of course. It all starts with the human. And then if we all agree on the required minimums that satisfies our company requirements, then we have first a panel, a psychological interview, which is done by Istanbul University's professional team of aviation related staff. And during this one-on-one interview, we have two pilots from my senior team, let me put it that way. And while the Istanbul University team is looking from their point of view and evaluate the candidates, we also have the chance to see them being interviewed under stress. We see how they reply to certain specific questions, and it all also gives us a clue as if what we are looking in a pilot, such as stress management, workload management, and things like that. And for pilots who are successful, and after this process, they go through a more of a technical selection, where we give them a technical test and a technical interview solely based on aviation and their background. It all depends how experienced they are, of course. We have totally two different routes for green pilots and more seasoned and professional pilots. And once they are successful with that second part, then we have the simulator assessment, which we have them assessed in a full flight simulator, again, as per their experience level. And all the successful candidates then get a chance to work with us finally. So this is
Fantastic.
a bit of a long process, I know, but this is what we strive on the quality of our pilots. That's the key.
Mhm. Captain Addick, I'm still going to keep you here, and some of the aspects that you've highlighted safety, the company's focus on safety, and I want to just bring in an aspect you mentioned where you've got your role as the flight operations director, but as well as being an active line training captain as well. Again, there's a duality that comes to this, while also leading, your group of pilots, over 100, as you mentioned. Now, today, BBN Airlines, you're operating ACMI. Again, ACMI is a topic in the industry which is now beginning to gain a lot more visibility in the market. What would you say are the biggest differences or similarities as well when it comes to passenger operations, regular scheduled passenger operations, and ACMI operations as you execute them as BBN Airlines?
Sure. Well, first of all, when we compare an ACMI operator with a scheduled carrier, such as major flag carriers, they have more of a very predefined routes. I used to be a scheduled carrier pilot myself, so I always knew where am I flying, and after some time, it's very honest and a good way of putting it is it might get monotonous. So for a pilot to be able to expand and find out new challenges, new destinations, new experiences where they cannot be able to tap into their full potential is quite difficult in a very scheduled environment. But here at BBN Airlines, or as in the Avia Solutions way of doing ACMI business, uh, my pilots would have a 6 months of domestic flying, which would sharpen their non-precision skills, uh, their local knowledge, and things like that. While the other 6 months they might end up in a totally different part of the world, where they have to adapt. They have to face with new challenges such as new meteorological conditions that prevail at that part of the world, a different ATC approach to the airlines, uh, different culture, which affects at the end their crew resource management skills, because communication is a key skill in our career. So the more you're exposed to different varieties of these altogether, the better of a pilot you become yourself. That's I think the most major difference between an ACMI and or let's say a boutique operator compared to a big major flag carrier.
Quite insightful. You highlighting those differences for us, and something that I just want to pick out from your answers today. Again, you've emphasized safety, and Guy, I'm going to bring you in here because Captain Attic, you mentioned safety and how BBN Airlines is very attentive to its pilots, for aspects such as stress management, fatigue management. Guy, I'm going to pass on over this next question to you in terms of the company's approach to your safety culture, as well as the measures taken, to ensure passenger and employee safety. What insight can you share for us on that topic?
Actually, we give routine and scheduled trainings on these. Of course, the legal requirements and also our company's requirements manage this part as well. So, to both our headquarter employees and also to the crew, we give health and security trainings inside.
Fantastic. Now we're going to transition over here into a direction of the direction of career growth paths. Obviously, there's always a lot of people interested to know that once I join the airline, whether as a pilot or crew or office staff, what career growth paths are available to me. So, Guy, I'm still going to keep you on here. What's the company's approach in terms of career growth? This could be vertical or horizontal. And are there any success stories that you can share?
Yes, sure. I would talk about headquarters and give my speech to then captain. Actually, in headquarters, although we are a young company and it has been a short period, we had many employees inside who have promoted to managerial roles within their lines, and also we give opportunities across the lines that they can put their strengths on another role, and we are also open to that. And also we have a good example that one of our colleagues wanted to go abroad, and we supported her for her career within the group, within SG, so that she can have the opportunity to move to Germany for another role in the group.
Fantastic. And Captain Gokman, can you share insight into that for us? Maybe some success stories within the company.
Sure. I mean, as for the flight operations point of view, I am very proud to say that I have managed to upgrade roughly 11 first officers to commander within these 3 years, which is quite a big number, a good pass rate within our company. And I have young, fresh, very eager pilots, not only flying right now as first officers, but also take some additional office duties such as flight data monitoring, safety pilot positions, or performance engineers based on their previous qualifications. I would say anyone who could bring up a table more than flying finds a very good chance to progress within the flight ops department, which I'm responsible for, because although we are young, we are continuously growing, and I could easily say the opportunities are limitless.
Fantastic. Well, I think, Captain Gokman, you set quite the perfect example for that in your role as flight operations director, as well as line training as well. So I'm sure people watching will be kind of figuring out that what else can they bring to the table as well. Now, one of the questions that we have coming in, which kind of lends nicely into this next section, which is how to join the airline, right? We've got a lot of people asking, how can we join the airline? What are some of the requirements? Where can we submit our CVs? Are there any age restrictions and requirements? So, Gaia, over to you. Could you share some information on the application process and key dates for candidates who are interested in joining, especially considering how ACMI is a seasonal business? Can you share insight into that for us?
Yes, sure. Actually, we have a website, and everybody can see our open vacancies and job postings on our website. Also, we have LinkedIn. The similar positions are also opened on LinkedIn account of the company. So everybody can follow us on LinkedIn and our webpage also. We have opened some vacancies for today, so they can also look for, and maybe if they are interested and they think that they are qualified for these positions, everybody can join, of course. And also in the coming months, we will have some good news, and we will be probably expanding our operations. Our 777 cargo freighter will be joining our fleet. Maybe Captain may give more insight about that. So it will be our growth way in the coming months. So it's better to follow our links.
Fantastic. Captain Ada, can you add to that about this new 777 coming into the fleet?
Sure. Again, I'm very proud to announce that BBN Airlines Turkey will be adding a wide-body Boeing 777 cargo aircraft into its inventory. We'll be the second operator in the whole world operating this type of aircraft after it gets its STC from the Federal Aviation Administration (FAA) of United States. that will bring us a healthy number of job openings once we have everything done on the backside of the story. And I really want people to keep an eye on what Ms. Gaia said on our LinkedIn account or on our social media accounts, because we will be needing some good individuals, people to join us very soon, hopefully.
Fantastic. That's quite an exciting time there about the 777. Looking forward to seeing it join your fleet. And just a reminder to our audience, again, we're still taking questions during this Q&A session. If you have any questions, just go to slido.com, use the event code #Career Expo 25, and you can submit your questions during this Q&A session. Now, Gaia, we're going to take a little bit of a tangent here and speak on the company's culture and one of the focuses, which is your contributions to the wider social responsibility initiatives. Could you just share some insight into that and how BBN Airlines engages in with the local community and international community as well?
Yes, sure. Actually, we believe in giving back and making positive impact on the communities beyond the aviation industry. So we actively seek for opportunities to engage with communities, particularly in the areas related to sustainability and social responsibility. This year, we are proud to take part in Istanbul Marathon on November 2nd alongside our colleagues. It's a truly special event. Once in a year, pedestrians can cross the Bosphorus Bridge from the Asia to European side of the city. So this is the only time that pedestrians can enter this bridge without any vehicle. So through this marathon, we are launching a donation campaign to support our foundation that we decided. It's dedicated to providing equal opportunity for talented children who have lost their fathers and are in financial needs. We are proud to contribute to shaping their brighter future for the next generation.
Well, Guy, thank you so much for that invitation. And I'm sure that a lot of the people watching will get interest into that marathon and possibly join it as well. A very strong initiative that you do have within the company. Now, we have time for just one more question, and I'm going to pass this question on over to Captain Attic. And of course, both you, Captain Attic, and Guy, you've been speaking about the company. You've given us an introduction to BBN Airlines, your operations, again, your culture, your focus on safety, both for your employees and passengers. And so, Captain Attic, as a final word, a final statement, what would you say makes BBN Airlines stand out within the market as your closing statement? Over to you, Captain Attic.
Sure, Michael. Uh, I believe what we can offer as BBN Airlines is a bit more deeply connected to our culture. As you would agree with me, I'm sure Turkey is most known for its hospitality. And as BBN Airlines, I am proud to say that I am very happy with the within the organization, all the relationship, the friendship between the employees, within the colleagues, let it be pilots to pilots or cabin crews or all the office workers, the HQ. I believe we offer a bit of a new breath to the working environment, with which is weaved into our DNA as Turks. We are usually warm people. So we have expats flying for me. I have expat pilots, expat cabin crew, and I can easily say that when I ask them, how do you enjoy flying with us? They are all very happy, and their major input is that they love how people are warm, how people are accepting, and this friendship, this boutiqueness is keeping us different, maybe than the other bigger competitors. What we can offer is of course, we said in the beginning, safety is a must. All the other things, the minimum qualification requirements, your experience, your background, these are all pretty much level at the industry. But as BBN Airlines, if you ask me what we can offer differently or a bit different than the others, I would say the working environment.
Well, maybe just to emphasize that again, Captain Haddock, it's a warm culture, it's an accepting culture, it's a culture that focuses on safety for its employees and for its passengers and the working environment. And, Gaia Gottman, thank you so much for that insight, your answers, and insight into BBN Airlines.
Thank
Thanks
you
a
very
lot,
much.
Michael. And
Now, ground handling is everything that happens between a plane landing and taking off again, coordinating the unseen moments that make global air travel connectivity possible. Our next company has decades of experience in the European ground handling market and a constantly growing range of aviation services. Aviator is the largest independent ground handling company in the Nordics, a Nordic one-stop shop offering a full range provider of aviation services, taking care of passengers and equipment at 15 airports from Copenhagen to Tromsø. This also includes support services for passenger and baggage handling, to de-icing, cargo, and full freight handling. So joining us now to speak more on the company and its operations and plans for the future is Joe Alex Tannum, who's the Chief Executive Officer, as well as Christine Berg-Wickstrand, and she's the Head of HR of the Aviator Group. So I'm delighted to hand over to you, Joe Alex, to start the presentation.
Thank you very much, Michael, and I'm very pleased to be here. First of all, I want to highlight this photo of us. This is from our operations in Gothenburg, and circle back to what Inga was saying earlier about women in aviation. On the ramp at Gothenburg, which is a very typical male-dominated workplace, we are about 25% females. So, and we do challenge this male environments, and we do really encourage also women to apply for these kind of positions. And it works really well for us, and we're very happy to have that proportion of females, and we want more. Who are we then? We are, like you were saying, Michael, we are in the Nordics. We were founded in 2010. That said, though, we were founded from several companies going several decades back before then. We are 15 stations. We are more than 3,000 active employees. This year, we have around 185,000 aircraft turnarounds. Next year, we're going to be more than 200,000, which is, well, more than 400,000 movements. Captain Haddock was saying earlier that it was a sunshiny Istanbul. Well, sun is not always shining and it's not always warm in the Nordics, so we also do de-icing of aircrafts. So last year we conducted more than 16,000 de-icings. And we have 2 passenger lounges, both of them located in Copenhagen. Both ourselves, airports, our customers, passengers, we do think about sustainability. We also have innovation in focus. We are going to be carbon neutral in operations in so-called scope 1 and 2 by 2030. We are electrifying our fleet. We're also proud to be we have been the first company in the world to use some of these electric equipment that we've also developed together with the manufacturers. We were also, to mention, we were the very first company in the world to push back. These are the big tractors that move the aircrafts. We were the very first company in the world to push back an Air 380 with electric tractor. And bear in mind, this is a takeoff weight of about 560 tons. And a few years back, if you said that was going to be electric equipment pushing this back, nobody would have believed you. But we did, and it works today. Comes to innovation, though, our biggest task for the moment is resource management system. We do have several systems in the company. We are now consolidating that into one system. It's a big thing for us, and everything that goes around that. This will increase our efficiency and also increase our sustainability. The services, you mentioned it, Michael, but I want to highlight again. We do ground handling, which is the more typical loading and unloading of aircraft, cargo and bags. We do the de-icing, like I said, more than 16,000 of these every year or last year. We have our lounges. We do passengers with reduced mobility, so we do help people that can't move around the airport as well as the rest of us. We do executive services. So whenever we had Mission Impossible, when they were filming Mission Impossible on the northwest coast of Norway, we were the one who took Tom Cruise and made sure that him and his team were welcomed and where their aircrafts were taken care of. Training, we do all our own training. We also sell training. We have our own shop, so we fix our GSE, our ground support equipment. We do cargo handling with the big trucks, the big lifters, and the big aircrafts with the containers. And wish we had that photo here. We do also load and unload equipment that you wouldn't think could be on an aircraft. And our sister company, Chapman Freeborn, could talk a lot about that, and we handle that on the ground. And all kinds of ad hoc services requests. Helsinki a few years back, we handled the aircraft of both Putin and Trump when they met in Helsinki. So that was us on the ground. And we also do interior cleaning in some of our locations, some of our places. More into the career part of it. Maybe you, Christine, you want to say a few words?
Sure. Thank you, Jo Alex, and thank you, Michael. And also thank you to all who have joined us online today. I'm so happy to talk about what makes Aviator a great place to work. So today I will share the career opportunities that we offer and why joining our team can be a truly rewarding experience. At Aviator, we believe in growth. You can start in one role and then, with support and training, move to another. Our goal is to help you develop your skills and build a long-term career with us. At Aviator, we have several key roles that keep our operation running smoothly, like Alex just mentioned. Right now, we are looking for ramp agents, ramp service agent. They are the one working close to the aircraft to ensure everything is ready on the ground. Passenger service agent, they are the one providing exceptional service to travelers and making their journey seamless. We're also looking for project management officer and project manager. They will be the one leading project, optimizing processes and streamlining workflows and so on. So if you're interested in any of these roles, we encourage you to apply and become part of our dynamic and growing team. There will be more opportunities coming soon, so please check our website for updates. So why choose Aviator then? We work in an international and inclusive environment where teams are made up of people from diverse backgrounds. We respect and learn from each other every day. Aviation is a dynamic industry. Things change quickly, and we need people who are flexible and ready for new challenges. So if you enjoy doing many things, a mix of things, and want to make a difference, you will fit right in. I will shortly talk about our core values. Our core values guides everything we do: respect, passion, responsibility, flexibility, and customer focus. So if these values speaks to you, you will feel at home at Aviator. So let me share a bit about our culture and work environment. We believe diversity and inclusion makes us stronger. So no matter who you are or where you come from, you are welcome here. We know that different ideas and experience makes us stronger. Safety. Safety is our number one priority. We follow strict rules and train our teams regularly. We want everyone to feel safe at work, and we care deeply about employee well-being. Employee engagement is key. We encourage everyone to speak up, share ideas, and help us to improve. So if you're interested in joining us, here is how you can get started. You scan the QR code, send us an online application, and if your profile matches what we are looking for, we will most likely invite you for an interview. And we look for people who are service-minded, flexible, eager to learn, and teamwork and safety-first attitude. Very important. Our recruitment process is fair and open. Like I mentioned before, we believe in equal opportunities for everyone. We offer many benefits. We have collective agreements for fair working condition at all our 15 stations, pension contribution for your future, paid vacation so you can recharge and rest, health and wellness programs, training and development opportunities, and more. So meaning your journey matters. We want you to grow. We want you to succeed and enjoy coming to work every day. So thank you so much for listening and being here with us today. And if you have any questions, we love to answer them. So please don't hesitate to ask. Back to you, Michael.
It's just my sound, or?
There we are.
Okay.
So, Joe, Alex, Christine, thank you so much for that vivid introduction into Aviator. And Christine, something that you said there, where you want people to enjoy coming to work, and something that Joe Alex said, where with the prospect of being able to see and to welcome people like Tom Cruise, filming the movies for Mission Impossible, I'm sure people are really excited about that. So again, we'll be taking questions from members of your audience. Just go to slido.com and use the event code hashtag Career Expo 2025, and you can submit your questions there. Now, Christine, I'm going to start off with you, and you highlighted the core values within Aviator that you focus on, as well as the career opportunities that are there. You also briefly touched on some of the qualities and skills that you look for in potential candidates. Could you just give us a little bit more insight into what you look for when you're welcoming people into the Aviator family in terms of their skills and qualities?
Sure, Michael. Like I said earlier, we look for individuals who are service-minded, adaptable, and thrive in a fast-paced environment, strong communication skills, problem-solving ability, and commitment to safety are essential. And previous experience in aviation, that is a plus, but what matters most is a positive attitude and a willingness to learn. And we strongly believe that great teams are built on diversity, respect, and shared purpose. So if you're looking for a role where you can contribute, where your contribution matters every day, we'd love to hear from you.
Fantastic. Joe Alex, I want to bring you in here and talk a little bit about the career growth paths that are available. And obviously, as part of the presentation, you did highlight, the number of different sectors that you operate in, and unique things such as having the first pushback of an A380 with an electrical vehicle, which is very exciting. So, could you just give us an insight and overview of the paths that are available to people, and I guess growth, whether it's horizontally or vertically?
Well, then, maybe first, myself. I am now the CEO of the company. I started at the baggage loader. I actually started in baggage sorting area a few years back. I'm coming to a certain age, but that was a few years ago. But here I am now. Christine as well. Christine has worked her way up. She didn't come from the outside into the position she's now. We recruited her from within. I have maybe even a better example. We have our managing director for Sweden. He manages the 3 stations we have in Sweden, around 900 people altogether. And he also started on the ramp and went through to supervisor positions, middle management positions, station manager, and has now been the last few years as a managing director. So we have a lot of examples within our company of people that have worked their way up, just shown who they are, showed positivity, showed teamwork, living our core values, and are now sitting in high positions, managing director, 900 people at three locations. It's a considerable position. Well, just by doing a good job, so to speak.
Mhm. And Joe Alex, I'm going to keep you in here for a little while longer. Something that you mentioned during the presentation, which is quite unique, really. You have one of your stations, which is right in Tromsø there, right near the Arctic Circle. And, over the course of the year, you complete over 16,000 de-icing operations. Again, this is quite a unique process that you do as a company. What's your approach in terms of preparing for that and preparing people, for that to operate that kind of operation?
Well, we have three stations that are above the Arctic Circle. So, and we are used to, and trust me, the people up north, I was born myself up north, they're used to this environment. And de-icing is what we do, anything that has to do with ice. I mean, we have in Tromsø, for instance, our record year in snow in Tromsø was 1.8 meters snow laying on the ground at the time, more than 9 meters of snowfall during the whole season. It's rough, but our people are used to it, and oddly enough, this is what they love. They love weather. They love going to Istanbul and to Turkey to get some sunshine as well. But there's something about both this industry, the weather, the environment. There's something about it.
I'm sure they enjoy it, with that -degree weather, quite unique, and I'm sure they love that. Christine, I want to bring you on. Something that you mentioned within your presentation. Again, it's something that's also been echoed, across the whole of today's event, which is the company's focus on safety, right? Your safety culture, and the measures that you take and initiatives that you take to ensure passenger and employee safety. What's your approach to that and insight into that aspect, Christine?
Well, safety is the heart of everything we do. I mean, we follow strict international standards, conduct regular training, and consistently review our processes to ensure the highest level of safety for both employees and passengers. And our culture encourages everyone to speak up and take responsibility for safety. So, in short, I would say that safety at Aviator is not an department, it's a way of working.
Mhm. Maybe you can share also insight into just Aviator's approach to, really being inclusive. I know, Alex, you mentioned that 25% of, the ramp agents that do work in Aviator as well, they are, it's women who are there on the apron, which is normally seen as a male-dominated industry. Christine, could you just share the company's culture and approach to inclusion and diversity there?
No, I mean, absolutely. I mean, like we said before, the core values that we have, like I said, respect, passion, responsibility, flexibility, and customer focus, that is in our backbone. And we are super happy that we now can see that we have more females working in a department or function where it historically are more male. And it goes the other way around. If you look at the passenger service area, there are more women working there. And of course, we want to have the diversity there as well. So we're going to continue to work on that. And the diversity, inclusiveness, and so on is very important for us.
Mm-hmm. And Joe Alex, I want to bring you in as well on this topic of safety and just allow you to also just share your insight into your approach for safety and for safety culture, as well as, considering how you're growing, you do have a diverse operation, and expanding as well. So what's your view as well on that safety culture within the company?
If you look at the airlines that operate around our customers, the airlines, and of course their customers, the passengers, number one for every single airline around the world, I haven't checked everyone, but I dare say every single airline on the world, number one is safety. And then comes punctuality and customer focus and a few other things, but every single airline in the world goes for safety. And also everybody knows how bad it could go if operations are not safe. The passengers need to feel safe, but also when we talk safety, we're not only talking about the aircraft and around the aircraft. We are more than a 3,000 strong workforce. We want our employees as well to feel safe at their workplace. There's a lot of things happening. There are a lot of metal on the ground. There's moving vehicles. For everyone who's seen an aircraft turnaround, there are catering vehicles, there are loading vehicles, there are fueling vehicles, there are belts, there are trolleys being moved back and forth. It's a lot of moving equipment. It is easy to get hurt unless we follow our procedures, unless we train our staff, unless we take care of each other. People can get hurt. And we want this to be a very safe workplace. And so safety is in our bone marrow in absolutely everything we do.
And I'm just going to take this opportunity while you're still there, Joe Alex, as well, for this next question here, where you highlighted as part of your own career how you started out as in baggage handling, and now you're CEO of the company. Again, just lending to the possibilities for career growth within the company. What advice would you share to someone who just wants to start out or who's just about to start out their career in aviation, and what can help them stand out as a strong candidate?
If I try to find one word, I would say passion. We are all in this industry. I dare say we're all a bit nerdy. We love airports. We love the dynamics. We love the aircrafts. We love traveling. We at an airport where kind of everything comes together. You got stressed passengers. You got relaxed passengers. You have it's like a shopping center out there. It's so much happening on the ramp. All the airlines coming in from all over the world. It is an exciting place. We handle exciting equipment. We have bags that we load and cargo that we load that go all over the world. If you come to an interview, you show the passion for this. You show that this is something that you really want, and you show it after we hired you and throughout your career. You will be someone that we will notice in all of this. It is flexibility. It's teamwork. It's customer service, problem solving. Everything comes together at an airport.
Mm-hmm. Now, we have time for one more question here, which I'm going to pass on to you both, Christine and Joe Alex. And essentially, it sums up really what we've been talking about, for Aviator. Again, your operations, exciting, diverse, a real focus on safety. And so, Christine, as a final statement, closing statement for this question, how would you describe Aviator as a great place to work? I mean, what makes Aviator a great place to work in comparison to other companies within the ground handling sector? What really makes the company stand out?
But Aviator combines the stability of well-established company with the excitement of fast-moving industry. Like I said before, we value diversity, teamwork, and personal development. And our employees, they really, really appreciate the supportive culture, the opportunity for growth, and the chance to be a part of an international network that keeps the world moving.
Mm-hmm. And Joe Alex, your final closing statement to that?
I don't really know what to add to Christine other than I 100% concur. It is a stable, well-established company. We are in a growth mode as well. We are looking at the rest of the world. In a few years, you will see Aviator not only in the Nordics, you will see Aviator other parts of the world, maybe even far away from where we are now. So come join us and grow with us.
Fantastic. Well, Joe, Alex, Christine, thank you so much for your answers to the Q&A session. Again, giving us that deep insight into ground handling and that final invitation, Joe, Alex, that for people to come and join the company and grow with you.
Thank you very much, Michael.
Thank you.
Now, the next company in our line, I'm sure will draw the attention of all our engineers, designers, and enthusiasts with an eye for detail and quality. JETMS is a global provider of aircraft interior solutions, delivering exceptional aircraft interior solutions from design concept through manufacturing, all the way up until delivery. Now, this includes market-leading services that include premium customized monuments, lounges, bars, sky shops, seat modules, galleys, and stowage. Quite an extensive list. and all designed and manufactured from their facilities in the United Kingdom and Europe. So joining us now to speak more on the company and its operations is Major Kashalka, who's the HR manager, as well as Stefan Chevalier, who's the chief executive officer. So Stefan, over to you for the presentation.
Yeah, hello, Michael. Hello, everyone. Thank you for the warm welcome. And it is my pleasure today to introduce JETMS to all of you. JETMS is in the operations since 2011. Since 2021, we became a part of the Avia Solutions Group. As Michael already mentioned, we have two facilities. We have one in south of London at the Biggin Hill Airport, a small airport south of London. It's really beautiful. And also in Lithuania, in Kaunas. And together, we provide like a 360-degree service for aircraft interiors. When I say 360 degrees, what does it mean? So it is actually from the design and concept through engineering and production to refurbishment and certification process. Now, we cover the entire process within the two companies. We have different approvals, UKCAA approval 145, and we have Part 21G approval in UK as well as in Lithuania. It gives us a broad coverage of all the aircraft we serve. Part 145 is more related to refurbishment, and the Part 21G is related to new manufacturing, is more for production, and the Part 21J actually certifies the product to be able to be installed on the aircraft. So what segments are we covering? So our most and biggest focus is the commercial aircraft interiors. We also cover the segments of the executive aircraft interior, which is VIP, VVIP, also a mix of corporate/VIP. We have a really strong design team in-house, certification and testing with experience over 40 years. Just last month, we celebrated an anniversary of 40 years within aircraft interiors design and certification. Yeah, so it's really nice to see. It's a really strong team. We have 20 design engineers, certification engineers, and test engineers. We also cover the special mission interiors, like Medivac or any kind of special operations requirements. So in terms of our structure within JETMS, as you see, it is quite a flat hierarchy, which gives us the flexibility on quick decisions. And our most important departments is really the production and the engineering department. But without the support departments like the quality compliance department, which are really responsible for all the inspections, technical records, compliance, all this wouldn't be possible. In the production, we have our support departments for our Part 145 and our Part 21G. It is the upholstery department, paint department. It is our machining shop, composite shop. Yeah, all this is going hand in hand to be able to design and produce the product. Now, of course, we are having our business development, and all the finance is involved in all this as well. As Michael already previously mentioned, so sky is not the limit here. Yeah? Everything what you see within the aircraft, once you enter through the door, we can either repair or manufacture it. Yeah? Every project is different. Every approach is unique. And this is what makes this job fascinating for me, because I have the pleasure to be involved in everything. And this variety of tasks, of challenges coming up with every project, this makes this job so interesting and unique. So already mentioned our design team. We have 20 engineers capable of doing all the 3D CAD modelings, 2D engineering as well. We do all the electrical and mechanical drawings in-house, all the stress testing, FEM. which is more related to analysis, static as dynamic testing. We create all the documentation which are required to release the component by the end of the day. All the flammability test plans and reports are being produced in-house. So in terms of our metal shop, we have a well-equipped metal shop. We have all the routers, milling machine, lasers, you name it. So all these are the support departments which are helping to produce the end product. As well as the composite shop, we have our own polymerization oven and autoclave, which allows us to produce complex 3D shaped composite parts. I would like to introduce you to a couple of our projects to give you an example of our world. So everything starts actually with a concept and design. It goes through the detailed 3D modeling. It's the interfaces we create, the drawings, the analysis, and by the end of the day, we produce it and release it to the client. As you see here, it starts with a concept, just an idea where the client and we are working on. So we are taking the client through the entire journey with us. We start testing the units to make sure that this is safe to be installed on the aircraft. We produce it, and by the end of the day, we are going to install it on the aircraft. This is a kind of front row monuments we have designed and manufactured for an Airbus A330 together in cooperation with a big player in seat manufacturers. This is another kind of the units we have manufactured for the Airbus A320 family. It is, we call it the G2 galley, which is installed in the front when you enter into the aircraft. And again, from the concept, drawings, testing, production. This is my favorite product, actually. Nobody wanted to do it because it was a quite urgent requirement for an airline. They wanted to increase their capacities within the aircraft for catering, and we had only a turnaround time of 12 weeks. This unit was what you see, really, from the idea to the installation, it took us only 12 weeks. This is the biggest strength of JETMS. It is the flexibility. It is working with the client to find a solution and to basically work together and deliver a safe and beautiful product. This is one of the head of state aircraft we have done, the Voyager project, Airbus A330. As you see, it is a mix of corporate and VIP. We have an office area, we have a lounge area, and we have also a guest room. Everything, again, designed and manufactured in-house. Now I'm switching over to the 145 area, which is refurbishment. Just to show you some examples. This was for Scottish Airline. We have actually refurbished all the seats of their fleet. What we have done is to replace all the foam to give the new shape and new design to the seat. We have replaced all the seat covers, seat belts, and repaired all the seats, released it to give a better image to the airline. Another project what we have done and still working on it is actually a modification. We call it LOPA change, where we removed the 6 front rows of the commercial seats and replace them with the business class seats, just to give a little bit more comfort for some of the passengers within the aircraft. Our design department, so Part 21J department, has also established some STCs, and we are working constantly on STCs. An STC is a supplemental type certificate, which allows you to change the current configuration to a newer configuration. This is an Embraer Phenom 300 jet, and what we have done is to create a complete new design of the shape of the seat. So that means we have designed and manufactured new seat foams. We replace the covering to make the cabin appear in a modern way and like a new generation of the Phenom 300. This is an upgrade of the lighting of an aircraft. Again, an Embraer, different model as a 135. We actually removed all the fluorescent lighting, all the seats were renewed, and we replaced the fluorescent lighting by an LED lighting system. So you see here the before and after the effect, and what kind of difference it makes just to refresh your cabin. So some of our other interior projects, I mentioned that we are also focusing on VIP interiors. So we are now diving into the business jet world. So actually here what you see, we have done everything. So we have stained and re-lacquered all the wooden surfaces of the bulkheads, of the side ledges. We have replaced all the coverings of the headliner side walls and replaced the coverings on all the club seats as well as a divan. And we replaced, of course, the flooring, which in this case is a nice looking carpet. Another nice example is a combination of grayish design, again, designed here and refurbished in-house. All the capabilities are within the JETMS group. So we've done a lot of special mission interiors. So what does it mean? So actually, we do the configuration, the LOPA change from a business jet to MEDEVAC. This gives the operator the opportunity to change the configuration within only 4 hours to VIP to MEDEVAC. Also, we have manufactured some of the workstations for helicopters. That means that they have all the equipment safely stored on board. So now I would like to pass over to my colleague Mayur to give you a deeper dive in the JETMS culture.
Thank you, Stefan. Thank you, Michael. Yeah. Hello, everyone over there. So let me just run through the different opportunities which we have at JETMS, plus the people at JETMS and the culture which we foster at JETMS. So at JETMS, we look at hiring senior sales professionals and also a passionate talent which across the engineering or so the operations or the production of the quality department. Having said that, you may refer to a couple of other opportunities on our career portal, which is www.aviasg.com. Apart from the recruitment and the people over here, so we believe that when we work in-house, we work as a team with one common direction and one common goal. So we would like to replicate the same culture of team bonding, say collaboration, as well as the engagement when we are outside office, like out of some sort of team bonding culture. Here, if you see the smile says it all. So what we have at JETMS is like we offer the rewarding culture over here. And how a rewarding culture? I'd like to just take it to the next slide. So here we appreciate and value the talent through our various R&R programs which we run across the organization. We have a couple of them who've completed over 15 years of with JETMS, and we really value them. We value their contribution towards the company and really appreciate their efforts. So again, coming over to the culture over here. So it is not just work at JETMS. So we understand that there needs to be a proper work-life balance for the employees. And hence, at times like we also plan some off-site team bonding activities, wherein like we engage our people across the departments. They come together and just have fun outside work. So everyone over there, in case like you want some more information about the companies, want to refer some developments about JETMS, you can refer to our company website on www.jetms.aero, or you can refer to our company LinkedIn page, that is #JETMS. Else, and the professionals, the aspirants who are looking forward to be a part of our culture, and also our workforce, be a part of the JETMS, please, you can just refer to your interest and applications to career.aviasg.com, or you can send in your interest to info.completions@jetms.aero. Thank you. Over to you, Michael.
Oh, fantastic, Mayor. Stefan, thank you so much for sharing insight into JETMS and again, your extensive operations and just how the company is structured and some of the projects that you're working on, which you described very detailed and very vividly. So this transitions nicely into our Q&A session, and we'll be taking questions again for members of our audience. Just go to slido.com and use the event code #CareerExpo25, and we will try and get as many questions as possible. There are a lot of people submitting questions, so I just invite you to submit your questions on Slido using the hashtag code CareerExpo25. Now, I'm going to take an unconventional approach to starting this one here, Stefan. We have a very interesting question which has come in here. Now, firstly, Stefan, you mentioned during your presentation that when anyone walks into an aircraft, you are basically responsible and you're able to either repair or to produce any of the materials that are present within an aircraft. And one of the questions that came in from our audience member here is asking about is there a demand for, in-flight specialists? Are you looking for that? Could you just give us insight into that one for us, Stefan?
Yeah, thank you very much, Michael. So we are always looking for new talents. This is just firstly to mention. The most important thing at JETMS is really the passion. The passion, we heard it already quite often, but I think in the aviation world it is really important. Yeah. The passion, what we really require, the passion to be a part of the business, to be to have this mindset to create something only from the vision, or sometimes to have data only from C tracks, and to see this product to be alive, or to becoming alive, to get alive. This is really important. And in terms of becoming a member of JETMS, it's really if you have a passion for the job, if you have passion for interiors and passion for aviation, you're always welcome. And we have the opportunity from junior design engineers, to certification, verification engineers, stress engineers. And most of the engineers, they started as on the shop floor and are currently working as team lead for the 145s or the Part 21G team. There's always a place for aviation and engineering enthusiasts.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic. And again, passion, it keeps coming up during this event, and it's something that people should focus on joining JETMS. And Stefan, I'm just going to keep you on here. Another topic that we want to touch on is just an overview of the company's history in recent years, as well as, leading up to where you are now. Could you just give us insight into where JETMS is now, where you've been, and where you plan to be?
It's a good question, Michael. So I joined the company only 2 years ago, but I knew the company from my previous years within the aviation industry. So I'm well aware about the company, and the company was actually a nice local business, I would say, focusing on VIP interiors. Nevertheless, the people here, they're willing to go further. And when I started here, I presented them a business plan and, of course, to get them on board to move forward. So the idea is not only to stay in the VIP, but to combine this know-how, this knowledge, this craftsmanship, take it and bring it into the commercial aviation world. This is my idea, to add this commercial aviation, also to support the Avia Solutions Group. This is where we are heading to. Also to increase our R&D forces, our R&D capabilities, to be able to create more helpful product for the aircraft interiors. So this is the focus for the next upcoming years.
Fantastic. Very interesting there. And I'm sure it sparks also quite a lot of interest from members of our audience. Now, I'm going to bring you in now and a topic that you mentioned there, Major, about the company's culture. Now, this question that I'm going to ask, where it asks that, what sets JETMS apart from its competitors, in the aviation sector and also in interior designs as well. And I do want to highlight that, Major, you're actually joining us from one of your facilities in the United Kingdom there, and
Yeah.
just behind you, we can see your facility in the background. So just share insight into us into what makes JETMS stand apart from its competitors.
Yeah, sure. It's a very good question, Michael. Yeah. So, to give you, as I briefly about the culture in JETMS, like we encourage our employees to participate in terms of to come up with ideas, to contribute their ideas. We have a culture wherein like we support like the ideas, and also have a culture of inclusiveness in terms of like we value the talent. We foster a culture where like we respect their thoughts. We encourage them in terms of participating in taking lead. Uh, it's it's a, you can say it's an open culture wherein like there are no you can say there are no limits um, for getting exposure, or say deep diving into the job role and coming up with solutions. And definitely we welcome the solutions. There may be solutions which may be small, or which may be like uh, let's say major ones, but yeah, definitely they will contribute to the ideas and the growth of the company.
Which is quite interesting there. And Mayo, I'm just going to keep you on, just a little bit longer here because, as part of your presentation, you highlighted, the different sectors or the different departments
Yeah.
where you're looking to bring people in and to add on to, to the JETMS family in terms of bringing more people into the company. Just on that aspect, what are some of the career opportunities that are available, or are there recent opportunities available for recent graduates in JETMS? Mayor, over to you with this one.
Yeah, so we do welcome the recent graduates like who have a zeal to sort of deep dive into the aviation sector and want to learn more about the aviation sector. So, having said that, like we have entry level opportunities for the recent graduates in areas of production, engineering, design, quality, as well as the other business support functions. Um, Having said that, like for the young professionals, JTMS is like it's not just a first job, but you can say it's a platform, rather a foundation for them to get into the depth of the aviation career and probably excel into it. Having said that, when for the young professionals, especially the recent graduates, they when they come at JETMS, they have the opportunity to get that hands-on experience, work on the real industry projects from the day one itself, and get exposed to the latest technologies which you use, and also probably get exposure to the international aviation standards. So it's about like A to Z of the aviation sector, which we can actually, especially to the interiors, which in case they want to learn, definitely this is the place where you can start off your career with.
Fantastic. And, Stefan, I want to bring you in here. Obviously, from New York, we've just gotten, that insight into, opportunities for recent graduates. I'd just like to get your view as well in terms of opportunities for senior members in the industry, people with seasoned experience. And I also just want to highlight something that you mentioned where you joined the company. This was about 2 years ago, but you knew about JETMS way before. So what's the company's approach, especially when hiring senior members and experienced members and welcoming them into the company?
Yeah, it's not easy to explain it, yeah, because what I need to do is when I talk to the seniors within the application process, yeah, it's not about going through the CV, yeah. What I need to see is a spark in their eyes when they're talking about engineering, when they're talking about the production, when they're talking about the products. This is really important for me. Another thing what is really important is respect. Yeah? This is one of the keys what I try to, I live it every day. And I think these are the key points. So it's about the knowledge, about the business, and again, back to the passion, right? It is a spark I need to see in the eyes.
And on that topic, Stefan, I think you've positioned it very nicely because, on the topic of, hiring people, bringing people on who do have the spark, there's also then the responsibility to nurture that spark,
Yeah.
right? In terms of career development, in terms of training programs. So what's JETMS' approach, in terms of those development programs for employees and training as well? Stefan, to you with
Yeah.
this one.
It's a good question. So my approach is usually when someone starts within the company that this person, it doesn't matter, senior or junior, yeah, it doesn't matter. So we send this person through each individual department to create this respectful environment, yeah, and that everybody understands how valuable every and each individual is within the company. Yeah, it's not about an engineer, it's not about someone on the production. It is how we work together, and to understand that every little link is important to achieve the result we are all looking for. And of course, to empower people to go beyond, to think above the pay grade. It's just to. So I'm always open to new suggestions. We are working as a team, and this is really important. And once a person went through this process, yeah, to understand, and I think this creates a very good culture within the company, respectful culture, and also a respect for each other's responsibility within the working environment.
And that's such an important aspect, something that you mentioned there, Stefan, about, everyone being a link, being a link as part of a larger chain. And again, that does contribute to the company's culture, your results, and just overall success as well. And so, Mayo, I just want to bring you in, for you to share your insight on employee development, employee support, and some of the programs that you have internally to support, people within JETMS.
Yeah, so here at JETMS, as I mentioned, like we do have some structured training programs. So specifically for the technical areas, like in terms of engineering or say design or the production. And also we focus and have a strong emphasis on the personal development of our employees when it comes to, say, the leadership skills or say teamwork or say giving them some project development training. Apart from that, like we also believe like just a combination of training and culture. How does it like correlate? So beyond the training, but as Stefan mentioned, that we 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 believe in giving our employees an onus responsibility to at an early stage, wherein like they can deep dive into it, then they can help in contributing ideas, and definitely, as mentioned earlier, also we respect their thoughts. We respect we foster a culture where everyone is heard, and also the ideas are taken into consideration. The other one, which I also would like to mention, Michael, here is that like just to give you an insight about the culture at JETMS, the diversity. We believe in inclusive hiring, and just to cite you an example, like the current workforce which we have is across different parts of the world, across different regions, from APAC, from Europe, from UK, and just would like to share this news on the platform. Like we also have an addition to the new region. We've recently welcomed a team from Philippines as well. So we are growing, we're expanding across the globe. Yeah, so definitely JETMS is growing, and also when we have a diverse team, you get diverse teams across diverse geographies, or say from different perspectives. We get those sort of ideas, different ideas it helps us to take some thoughtful decisions, as well as we see some strong collaboration as well.
Fantastic. And, Mayur, you touched on a point there, or you answered a question I was going to bring up there, but you did talk about the diversity within the company, the inclusion as well, really emphasizing the open door policy that you have, Stefan, emphasizing that, which you've highlighted. And, we have time for one more question, but both of you, you've really, painted this vivid picture of JETMS and just the culture that you have internally, the expertise as well, which for many engineers and enthusiasts and people with that keen eye for detail, that's something that they want to know and experience as well. So just in a few words to, kind of sum everything up, what would you say makes JETMS, really stand out in the industry as an employer of choice, especially in aircraft interiors? So, Mayur, firstly, over to you with this one.
Yeah, so it would be what makes JETMS stand out in the with the competitors. Like, we offered A to Z of the interiors, as Stefan earlier mentioned, that when they enter into the aircraft, whatever we see can we can do it. We can cater to our customers. We can offer the bespoke solutions to them. So that was about the A to Z of the services. And from the other point, which I see is which stands out, is the um, the culture which we follow here, in terms of appreciation, or say reward culture, or say valuing the talent and hearing it from everyone. Be it a sort of small team member, which is he's at a, say, junior level, or say he's at a senior level. So all are treated equally. So we follow that equal opportunity concept over here. Thank you.
And Stefan, your final closing statement on that, and just a few words on that.
Yeah, absolutely, Michael. So for me, it is the variety of the tasks, yeah, and of the areas you can focus within the JETMS, yeah, and the flexibility, the craftsmanship, and the customer focus we provide. Yeah, so basically, you are on the journey with the client from the beginning until the end. So you are helping to create, to make the idea a reality. Yeah? This is this is what makes JETMS special.
Fantastic. And just, extending and emphasizing your words, being part of a company where you can also be part of creating that reality and its success as well. So Stefan, Mayur, thank you so much for those answers to the Q&A session, as well as giving us an overview of JETMS and your operations.
Thank
Thank
you
you
for
so
having
much.
us, Michael.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, the air cargo and passenger and private jet charter industries are synonymous with Chapman Freeborn, an organization who for over 50 years has delivered and continues to deliver global air charter solutions for passenger and air cargo movements 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Today, Chapman Freeborn facilitates a spectrum of air charter operations, from air cargo charters for e-commerce, emergency humanitarian aid flights, equine and animal transport, to private jet charters for business aviation clients, all in a timely and cost-effective manner. So joining us now is Angie Munoz, who's the Global Talent Acquisition Partner, as well as Annika Mersek. She's Senior Vice President for Passenger Charter Operations, and they'll dive into the world of passenger and air cargo charters and share more on Chapman Freeborn's extensive global operations and career opportunities. So, Angie, I'm going to hand it on over to you.
Thank you so much, Michael. We're so happy to be here today. Aniko, I know Aniko is here, but Aniko is my partner. She is our SVP of Passenger Charters here in the Americas, and she joins me here today as well. I will go ahead and jump into Chapman Freeborn and what we do, who we are, and what we offer. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's dive right in. Chapman Freeborn we're a pioneer of global air charter. Okay, and we have been doing this for half a century now, for 53 years. We have close to 450 employees globally and are growing constantly. We have over 30 offices around the world, and recently we achieved $1 billion in turnover. What is remarkable about this growth is that it's never come at the expense of our ability to be agile or creative, so every region still feels empowered to innovate and to lead. And from a people perspective, of course, that balance is exactly what makes Chapman Freeborn so special and so unique. We're able to identify gaps in the industry or the market, and we're able to create a solution for whatever our clients need. So we are a global company, but we're very connected. Our teams do collaborate across 6 continents, all time zones, every culture you can imagine, and of course across departments daily. A perfect example of this is actually my day today. I have met with I'm based in the US, in Georgia, and I met with a candidate based in London this morning, and this afternoon I'll meet with my team in Warsaw and in Frankfurt. And so it never ends, just this connection across the globe. No matter where you are, you're always connected, and someone is always ready to jump in and to support you. And on that note, Annika will jump in and tell you a little bit about our history and more.
Thank you, Michael, and thank you, Angie, for the quick introduction. And we're both very excited to be here and show you a little bit more on what we do at Chapman Freeborn, just our everyday life. And obviously, thank you so much, and we're very grateful for all of you for tuning in. When we look at Chapman Freeborn, and really just on a high-level overview of where we started, where we are, and where we're heading to, originally, a lot of years, 52 years ago, Chapman Freeborn was starting out as a cargo operations, marketing and chartering Hercules cargo aircraft through Alaska International Air. And then we quickly realized that there is a much bigger potential for our business than just the cargo side. At the time and how the world was at that moment, there was a need for transporting famous musicians, artists that just needed to get from A to B. Obviously, they were not just looking for any kind of transportation. They were looking for something safe, reliable, on time. And that's exactly what Chapman Freeborn provided. Some of the first tours that started on our passenger operations was the Rolling Stones, David Bowie's Glass Spider tour. And from then on, really the company just exploded and just quickly grew. At a learning and expansion level, Chapman Freeborn has always been very serious about growth. If you look at our current portfolio, it is undeniable how much we have grown and how much we have changed and adopted in the last 52 years. Many of the business units we started, I would say we were pioneers. Not many people did it, if anyone. It was risky. It was probably frustrating, challenging, but it was also a lot of fun. And that took us to where we are today. I would say that through that persistence, we did manage to break into new markets, and we still continue to do so every day. This slide will give you a really quick overview and really, without going too in depth at this point, just mentioning some of our subsidiaries within the Chapman Freeborn Group. You will find Chapman Freeborn that is specialized in outside, time-critical, heavy cargo transportation, as well as passenger operations. You'll also find OBC, our onboard courier services, and the guys are literally flying around the world every day. Thousands of people are sitting on planes delivering parts for aircraft, for the automotive industry, highly sensitive documents, tenders. They are truly 24/7 and never stop. You will also find Intratco Global, another subsidiary. They are specialized in live animal transportation. Some of their work would include flying horses, for example, for royal families for treatment in various countries and regions. So they are very much in tune with all the regulations to keep animals safe and also provide a service that the owners are looking for. We also have Magma in our portfolio, who is one of our largest subsidiaries. They specialized in running a 747 freighter, which typically runs between the US and Europe, or really wherever our client needs us to fly them. And then the last one, last but not least, Arcus Air Logistics. They run smaller cargo operations on Dornier aircraft wherever they can. And then I think this ties together a picture that shows that, again, running from one cargo plane to where the company is now is a huge growth to achieve, even in over half a century. So hopefully this shows you the growth that we're always willing to look into, and also the transition and adopting to new markets, new life, new just everything that's changing in the world around us. And on that note, Angie, I'll hand it back to you.
Thank you, Anniko. And that growth that she was mentioning also extends internally. It's the foundation of how Chapman Freeborn Group operates. Whether you're joining in as a broker in a sales or an operations capacity, or as a member of any of our other business units like human resources or finance, marketing, legal, etc., you'll find that teamwork and that collaboration are really woven into the daily life of our group. Because Anniko's focus is more on the air chartering side of the business, I will hand it over to her to give a brief overview of the services that we provide.
Thank you. And since Angie mentioned I'm more on the passenger side, I can give you a little bit more introduction to those products. But of course, we never forget about our cargo product, our OBC, and all the other subsidiaries in our portfolio that I just mentioned before. When we look at the passenger operations, we typically split it into 3 different segments. One of them being ACMI, which is a recurring conversation with our parent company, Avia Solutions Group. ACMI is a big focus of our company, even within Chapman Freeborn. We're looking at short and long-term programs, leasing globally, typically vet lease, but also adapting to our clients' needs, whatever they need. So we have specialists in place that are strictly looking at ACMI, airline to airline business, and anything else that really life throws our way. The second one I would mention is business aviation. And we work with a diverse portfolio of clients there. We could be flying one person on a small little turboprop somewhere in the Caribbean going on vacation, all the way up to flying corporate executives on ultra long range aircraft across the world. So really the number and the aircraft type we use is, I don't want to say unlimited, but it's a huge area of options. We work with high net worth individuals, corporate executives, and many times also just people that need to get from A to B. Different regions have their priorities. In the US, we see it a lot that sometimes flexibility and timing is more important than luxury. So it is our role to understand our client, educate them, and just find the best solution, whatever they needed at that moment. And then the last one, which is the closest to my heart, is the commercial operations. So anything that comes with large birds. We consider passenger commercial operations anything 30 people, 30 seats and up. This could be clients for the oil and gas industry moving crew to remote places where there's just no airline services, there's no supply. It could be a corporate retreat, for example, for an insurance company that are sending their best employees with their families on a retreat. Could be other type of incentives and events, corporate shuttles. We've obviously been very heavily involved in government work, and one of the best ones and also one of the most challenging one is evacuations and humanitarian aid that ties back in with our cargo operations. That is something that we've been very heavily involved for the last 50 years. Any political unrest, hurricanes coming, there's actually one coming our way at the moment. So our team is having a conversation on how we're prepared. So that is something that really gets personal, just getting people out of harm's way and making sure that everyone is safe. So again, this is just a very high level introduction to our services. We can probably sit here for 2 more days if we go into more details, but hopefully it just gives you an idea of what we do day to day and where our services lie.
It really is a fascinating mix of business lines that we have and products that we have. And from a recruiting lens, of course, that means lots of opportunity. We're always looking for individuals who are curious, who are adaptable, problem solvers. It isn't a fast-paced and unpredictable industry, but I think it's also what makes it so exciting. If anyone is interested in exploring what opportunities we have available, you're welcome to look at our website, our careers page at chapmanfreeborn.aero, or you can reach out directly to recruitment@chapmanfreeborn.aero. We also share a lot about our people, our teams, and the culture on our LinkedIn Life page, so you're welcome to explore that too. It is really the best way to see, without short of actually working here, it is the best way to see what that day-to-day life looks like here at Chapman Freeborn. Back to you, Michael. Thank you.
Fantastic. Well, Angie, Aniko, thank you so much for that insight into the work that you do with Chapman Freeborn, and I believe that's the perfect way to really sum up the past 53 year exposure and impact that you've had on global air travel and air charter services. So this does spark a lot of interest in terms of our audience, and we'll be taking again our Q&A session and taking our final round of questions. So I just want to invite the audience again to go to slido.com and use the event code #CareerExpo25, and you can submit your questions there. Again, just a small reminder, this is our final Q&A session. So if you want to have your questions answered, just go to slido.com and use the hashtag that you can see on the screen. Now, Angie, Aniko, again, quite a vivid, right, and very extensive overview of Chapman Freeborn across your history and just your impact. And Angie, I want to start off with you here, where you did speak about, some of the opportunities that are available and your interest in just bringing people on, people who are passionate, people who, want to dive into the business. Could you expand a little bit for us in terms of the qualities and skills that you do look for in potential candidates?
Yes, absolutely. So aviation is, as I mentioned, it's fast paced and it's unpredictable. And so we do look for people who are able to remain calm and think critically and I guess communicate clearly in situations like that, in situations where they have to pivot. And of course, I mentioned earlier too that we kind of our organization is a very creative one, and so we look for people who can also be innovative in like the solutions they come up with. They also need to have the ability to work both autonomously and in a team setting. Both are equally important, I think, here, and valued. And really, we don't necessarily feel the need to have someone know everything from day one, but we definitely need someone with that willingness to learn. And actually, I heard something that Stefan said at JETMS that I loved. Someone with that spark, that passion for aviation and for the industry is the icing on top.
Fantastic. Well, it looks like the spark narrative is something that, it does keep coming up in the conversation. And it's very unique to aviation, right? When some people say that when you get bitten by the aviation bug, really it's hard to let it go or to really come out of it. And I think that just lends to the industry itself and just the passion of aviation. And Annika, I want to bring you in. You said something as well. We're still on this topic in terms of, the people that you're looking for, but you said something where, the passenger charter operations, they're really close to your heart. What do you look for in terms of the teams that you welcome on into the company for passenger charter operations? Annika.
That's a good question, Michael. And taking out the spark in people's eyes that Angie already mentioned. For me, when I look at people, I'm also looking at personalities. I think having the right personality, as Angie mentioned, is just as important as coming with a set of technical skills. I think you can mold people to learn. And that's one thing I always want people to be open to, just learning. You can be in the industry for 20 years, 30 years, and there's still not one single day when you don't learn something new. So for me, it's extremely important that people are open to learning, to feedback, and also the passion side. I think passion comes in different ways. There are some people that are just, I think Stefan mentioned, just nerds and just want to be in aviation. I think sometimes passion comes when you become really good at your job and it just really becomes your passion because you're so successful in it. So I also look at people where I want them to be successful, whatever success means for them. If it's being a broker and they're perfectly happy in that position, that's wonderful. If you have higher aspirations and you want to grow with the company, then I look at it as our job as managers to nurture that talent, to understand where people are trying to get to, and then really have honest conversations with them about. One other thing that to me personally is very important is trust. I always look at an environment where I want people to trust each other, to be open with each other. At the end of the day, I know we have a job to fill, but we're also humans. So it's important to understand where people come from and how you can actually help them, how you can make them a better person professionally as well as personally. Be present, offer help to other people, and also willing to accept help. Some of the other things I won't repeat, like critical thinker, some of the things Angie mentioned, but to me, it's a lot about personality and commitment to the job.
And Annika, I'm just going to keep you in the hot seat here because something that you did speak about, and I'm going to still bring in this aspect of spark and nurturing that spark. You know, you spoke about the extensive operation that you do have. You spoke about the different subsidiaries, again, looking at flight support, OBC, Intradco, Madba, Arcus Air Logistics. Again, there's a full spectrum of, you know, different aspects or different entry points that, you know, people can enter into the company or, you know, come in as senior executives as well into the company. So what's your advice, Aniko, in terms of individuals who are interested in pursuing a career with Chapman Freeborns, as well as senior executives also coming into the company?
I think Stefan briefly touched on this already. And as you know this from a hiring perspective better, that we're always open for talent. And we never know what talent comes our way. So it could be someone at a very junior level, fresh out of college, and just has a passion for aviation. Again, I would like to think that we work with everyone individually to find the right place for people, just based on the company's diverse portfolio. You know, we've had situations when someone was hired in a position and it was not the right position for them because their passion did lie somewhere else. And they, for example, they transitioned from the passenger side to the cargo side. So I think having that ability and internal mobility within the company, that is huge for anyone looking to grow in the aviation sector. And then on the management or senior level side, I think it is human nature that people don't like change. But I think change and fresh perspective is something that sometimes or many times we need as a company and as people. So I think we always welcome a different perspective. And just, you know, again, going back to people being able to adopt. I sit here, and when I started off, we had Excel files and we were manually inserting pictures to proposals. Now we're sitting here talking about trending and tweeting and everything being automated. So I think there's a huge growth ahead of people as long as they're willing to adopt and grow with it.
Mm-hmm. And maybe just, you know, extending from that or taking off from that point as well. And Angie, I'm going to bring you in here. You know, again, you've got multiple different entry points that, you know, people can enter into the company. Could you just highlight, you know, where can someone start, especially the people looking to, you know, come into the company in terms of different positions, you know, across various levels? Where can people start for Chapman Freeborn?
Yep, absolutely. Thank you, Michael. So honestly, there are so many different areas that someone could come into the company and in any of our various subsidiaries. And I think that one of the things that we are probably most proud of is that we can bring someone in a company like Intradco, for example, in a junior entry level role, or in like a junior account manager role, or someone here in Chapman Freeborn as a trainee broker, and then we can mentor them with the people who are already so seasoned in the industry and in the companies, mentor them and develop them into experts in the field. And so while we don't necessarily have a formal internship or graduate program, we do have occasional opportunities available for people who are coming in entry level. And they don't always necessarily even need the education in aviation management, but if they just come in with that passion, sometimes that education is, you know, it's just an extra advantage that they could have. But otherwise, there are so many different points of entry. There are so many places that they can start and just grow and move into. And Aniko kind of touched on it a moment ago, where she said if someone enters somewhere and they kind of feel like this maybe isn't for me, but there's an opportunity in this team here that maybe could be for me, we encourage that kind of movement because we want to keep and nurture the people, the talent. We don't want to lose it just because they feel like I'm stuck here in this role that maybe isn't for me. So there's a lot of opportunity to come in and a lot of opportunity to learn and grow.
Mm-hmm. And really, both of you really highlighted, this quality and this aspect of having that flexibility to transition, whether it's between the different subsidiaries or between the different operations. And this lends into the topic of career growth paths, which are available to to people who do join and to people who are already within the Chapman Freeborn family. In particular, I'd like to know about success stories, and how that's lended to the individual success as well as success of the company. And something that I can bring up that's almost well known is the story of your chairman, who started out in an entry level position, and 3 decades later, he became chief executive officer and chairman as well. Again, a blueprint to that. So, Aniko, could you just shed light into some of these success stories within the company?
Sure. I think I would bring up one of my colleague's story, who it is very similar to, I think, our chairman's in regards to someone very young joining our Germany office with a great but not a long work experience, and quickly being thrown into the deep water and just really adopting running one of the largest military programs on the passenger side we've been doing. His name is Jan, and he proves himself from the get-go. He was available, approachable, tireless working to make sure everything runs smooth. And due to personal reasons, he wanted to transition to our US office. And obviously, when we look at it, we need to understand the whys. So we've analyzed that, we've had discussions, and then we quickly realized that he would be an extremely useful asset and a great personality to have in our US office. So we worked with management, HR, everyone that had to be involved to make sure that this transition is possible. And he moved over to our US office last year, just a little over a year ago, and he's quickly become one of our highest producer brokers. And he's thriving in the environment. He's got the right drive, and he's got a huge career path ahead of him. And again, I think it goes back to a little bit people being open about wanting to transition, about wanting to where they want to grow to, so we can enable that growth. We can help them through it. And sometimes there are situations where maybe the timing goes wrong, or the position we're considering is wrong. So again, it's working with every single individual to make sure we get them where they have to be. But in Jan's case, I would like to think he's in a great position. He's very loved. He's very trusted. So, and I look at him, and not to mention age, but he's still very young. So what he's achieved is incredible. And what's ahead of him is just as exciting to see.
Mm-hmm. Which is very fascinating to hear. Again, Jan and his story and his success story, again, having that flexibility as well. But Angie, I want to bring you in on another aspect, which is just the feedback, right? That open channel of feedback that is within the company in terms of you receiving feedback from people in terms of how they would like to develop their career. Could you just share more insight in terms of your approach to that?
So in terms of feedback, I'll start with training and development. So this is an area that we have, I think, really built up and developed in such a nice way in the last couple of years. So we have, and honestly, it's a pride point for me because these are my teammates directly. We now have a dedicated team that solely handles training, learning, and development. And they create trainings that focus both on soft skills, but also those technical skills that people need when they're in the industry. And they get that through feedback. So they build the materials for these trainings by speaking to our people internally and asking them, hey, what is it that you feel is missing from your training or that you need to develop? And then they take it and they build on it and create trainings for our people. And we're continuing to do that as we go, getting more and more feedback from our people. Yeah.
Which is also quite fascinating there. And, Aniko, this lends very nicely into this next question, not just on feedback, but on the leadership as well, right? And some of the efforts and initiatives and the time that you put into the teams within Chapman Freeborn, and how you just help certain departments or certain teams, to best perform. What's your approach then when it comes to leadership and charting forward, especially in air charter services?
I mean, I think leadership is, you want people to look up to you, maybe the wrong word, but to see what you've achieved over the years of your career. And I think a lot of us are extremely blessed to be in the positions we are, worked very hard for it, but also don't take that for granted. I want anyone who joins Chapman Freeborn to look at management and say, that's where I want to be in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, whatever your time frame is. And again, it's a two-way street. Management also has to be approachable, which I do think our management, not just in like a regional standpoint in the Americas, but globally, is very approachable. I was just having a quick chat with one of our XCOM members this morning randomly. It's a very open environment where you still respect chain of command, but you still, people are approachable. So I think we want people to have that aspiration to be a leader. If that's what's built in their DNA, we want to enable it. And we also want to give them the tool that they are good leaders. I think many times you see companies putting managers in position just because someone's been with the company for 20 years and it's a natural step to be a manager. Sometimes it's not. So we want to make sure that we do put the right people in place that will help the team, that will help all their team members to be successful and really just be the best mentor they can be. Again, I always say from a professional and a personal standpoint, but I say that because sometimes we spend more times with each other at work than we spend with our spouses and kids and parents. So it is extremely important that you consider the personal growth together with the professional growth.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's so profound, especially you highlighting that, having that environment, again, that can nurture the personal and professional growth is always something that people do look for when they're choosing to join a company or choosing to join an organization. Again, qualities which Chapman, you embrace that fully. Now, we are coming to our last round of questions. I just want to invite the audience again to go to slido.com and submit your questions to using the hashtag code Career Expo 25. Again, this is our final round of questions for the Q&A session. Just go to slido.com and submit your final questions, and we will try and get to them as soon as possible. Now, Aniko, I'm still going to keep you in here, and we're going to take a little bit of a tangent. Something that you did speak about, which is quite interesting in your presentation, how at any given time or any given day, basically, Chapman could have over 1,000 people who are flying around the world, transporting, different packages for different companies. There are different operations as well, which are happening all over the world. And the question that we have coming in here is someone asking that, are there opportunities for people or employees to work on international projects or assignments within Chapman? So I guess they're asking, what's the scope? What could they expect to experience, on an international scale? Annika, over to you with this one.
Thank you. And I will say, I thought you were going to throw this question at me because I'm good at going on a tangent. So I'm going to keep it short. But absolutely. I look at, for example, day to day to what my team does. We're working on projects in Haiti, in South America, overseas in Dubai, running an Australia program, flying flights to Greenland. So our company is truly global, and we want to encourage that. Our clients don't come to us and, we're sitting here in the Americas region and wanting a flight from New York to Florida. No, they're international companies that are traveling all across the world. One thing with that global operation, I think that also comes with, kind of going back to the development, is understanding different cultures. With us having over 30 offices around the world, it is one of the biggest benefits to our company that if we wanted to claim that we know everything in aviation, that wouldn't be true. But I do know I can call someone in Vietnam and they will know who the safe operators, what's the general feedback on what we get from this particular supplier. So we encourage global operations, we encourage teamwork, and sometimes even if you don't have any job to do, just call them, talk to them, get to know the people you work with. And I think through that collaboration, your business will also grow because you understand what other markets do. And it's almost like you can replicate it to your own market. So being a global company, I think it's one of the most fascinating part of our job, and really just part of learning every day. So definitely huge opportunities in regards to corporate mobility, but also just day-to-day operations.
And as a global company as well, there are a lot of unique aspects that brings in as well. And Annika, you mentioned something there that you can call someone in Vietnam and they can give you information about who you need to contact. Now, Angie, I want to bring you in there because as a global company, how or what's your focus, especially in terms of the culture, right? Keeping everyone together, building and maintaining culture when you have 1,000 people, and even more, flying all over the world, and even more than that, operating across the world. What's your focus and approach to building and maintaining culture?
That is a great question. I think that's something that is so important and so focused on in our group. And we're always trying to come up with different solutions to keep people connected or to keep people engaged with each other, to keep the teams communicating constantly. We do different things. We do a lot of different things, but I think communication is the top one. And I think that begins with leadership all the way down, where they are just open, transparent, communicating, whether, sometimes it's a double-edged sword. So sometimes they communicate what's working and what isn't, but that's a great thing, I think. And so that openness, that transparency, and that communication, I think, is key to our culture. I think otherwise it's just the focus on what we can do to add value to our employees' days and our employees' lives. So, for example, things like this month specifically, we're doing a focus. We're focusing rather on mental health, and we are putting a lot of efforts into the whole globe, participating in different activities that promote their mental health, or at least awareness of how important that is. And so, whether that's moving your body physically and connecting with each other in friendly competition, like a walking challenge that we're doing, or if it's like a trivia that everyone can take 3 minutes and do, that's exciting and it's fun, and you engage and compete with each other in a fun way. We try to be creative. It's like a buzzword for us. We try to be creative in what we do to keep our team connected.
I think that's so important, right? Staying creative, especially, in the air charter business, where you always have to come up with solutions, for unique individuals, for unique businesses who have their own, needs and problems that they need to be solved as well. And that's so unique, staying creative and also cultivating a culture where there's creativity as well. And so we're going to take our final question. We have enough time for one last question, and really a question that will sum up Chapman Freeborn and all that you stand for. Again, you've got your, over half a century history where you've been making an impact, in the global air charter industries for both passenger and cargo movements and various other industries as well there. So a question to both of you, to close us off here is that, what makes Chapman Freeborn stand out, as your closing statement? So maybe Angie, I'll pass on the first one to you.
Thank you, Michael. I get this question a lot, as you can imagine, because I'm talking to people all over the world constantly, and a lot of people, and it's a good question for me. It's one of my favorite questions. I feel like as someone in talent acquisition, my answer is obvious, but it doesn't make it any less true. It's the people. For me, it's the people, because at a competitor, the work will be the same, or the work will be essentially the same, even though we're more creative. But for me, it is the people. It's and without hesitation, I say that, Michael. I work from the United States in Georgia, and every single day I get to collaborate with a teammate in Bangkok or in Dubai or in Mexico or in LA or in Brazil, and it really is a global team. But we remain cohesive and connected in spite of the time differences. And then the second thing, and I'll pass it off to you after this, but the second thing for me that is so important and so valuable to me as someone who works for the company, and I think is important to others, so I will share it, is I kind of touched on it already, is leadership. Our leadership, and this is something that when I joined, I remember just being so refreshed by this. Our leadership is very interested in input from their people. So when they ask you, and someone did ask me, my president here in the US, our David, one time he was sharing his strategy for recruitment and the plans with me. And of course, that's crucial for me. But when he was done speaking about it, he said to me, but I'm not in talent acquisition. So what's your input? And I appreciated that so much. And it's something I have seen repeatedly in different managers or leaders in the company. And so I think that is something that is so valuable and so unique, and something that really sets Chapman apart.
And Aniko, your closing statement on Chapman?
Well, that's a hard one to follow because I basically agree with everything what Angie said. So I would definitely say people and culture are the top two that comes to my mind. One other thing I would add is loyalty. That personally is very important to me, especially when we come looking at hiring people. So if you want to join our company, obviously we want people to be committed to the job. We want to train people so they're in the right environment. But we're also looking for people to stay with us for a long time, hopefully for the right reasons. So we're not looking to just hire someone and kind of keep this rotation. We're looking at people that are committed to the company, that agrees with the value of what this company provides and stands for. So to me, that's extremely important. I look at some of our colleagues and, we've known each other since we were fresh out of university. And now we're the generation that are mentoring the newbies or the youngsters, as I like to say. So I think loyalty is very, very important. And then one other thing, and I asked Angie if I can officially say this, but I do think at this company, we have a work hard, play hard mentality. People know their job, people get their job done, but we're also a very tight-knit group of people. We, when you work together, I look at people and I've got lifelong friends that doesn't matter what happens tomorrow, will stay with you. So if you're looking to join this company, also cherish those relationships or try and have those relationships. And obviously, be committed to the job and everything we can say professionally, but just be a good person and work with the team and you'll grow so far. Like the sky will be the limit.
Fantastic. Maybe just to echo, both your words there, where people, culture, growth, relationships, and leadership, real aspects that really place Chapman Freeborn apart and a cut above the rest of the industry. So Angie, Aniko, thank you so much for your answers and really giving us insight and that blueprint into the world of passenger and cargo charter operations worldwide.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And that brings us to the end of our event today. As we draw the curtains on this online event, I want to take a moment to express our deepest gratitude to all our viewers who joined us today. Thank you to each and every one of you for being a part of this Career Expo hosted by Avia Solutions Group. And a special thanks goes out to our esteemed speakers from Chapman Freeborn, Aviator, BBN Airlines, and JETMS, who shared insight into their companies and the actions that you, the viewers, can take towards the next steps of your careers in aviation. So if you'd like to know more or get in contact with any of the speakers or companies they represented, please do so by contacting info@aviasg.com, which you can see on the screen, or you can visit career.aviasg.com to find out more. You also get an email after this event with more information that you can follow up on to begin your careers within the aviation industry and within Avia Solutions Group. So once again, thank you for joining us for this Career Expo. And until we meet again, take care, stay inspired. Thank you and goodbye.